is you sit it. So you got your portable toilet. It's a bit disgusting talking about this. But your portable toilet, the bottom bit and the top bit. Take the top bit off, right? Then you got your bottom bit. Sit it up on the top of the tank. Open the tank lid up. Now you flip it. So that hole is now facing downwards on that hole. Then you just pull the lever and out it all comes. And I've got hooked up, there was another, I don't know if you saw it there, but there's another, it's like a water, it's water hooked to a pump with a trigger on the end. I put it all together myself. And so what you do is you just flush it out so it all goes down in there, flush it out nice and clean, right? You're wearing a respirator and gloves. You have to do this about once a week. It takes about 20 minutes to do 4 toilets. Put it all in there, and what you do is, then I've got another tank. You got your water tank, and then on top of that I've got an empty tank, right? And that one has plumbing fixtures on the bottom that I've fashioned together. So that can go right down into a, what do you call those places? A portable dump station, like where caravans and all that shit go, right? So what you do is, once that starts to get full, that 1,000 litre tank, which takes about 6 months, you dump a submersible pump down in there that's connected to irrigation hose, 19mm hose. You go down in there, not to the bottom, because that'll be solids, and not at the top, because that's your scum layer. Somewhere in the middle, right? And then you run it to another tank up on the back of the ute, and then you pump, right? You just pump it up in there, pump several hundred litres out, right? Close the lid, drive it to the dump station, and then it's got the plumbing fixture that can go right down in there. It's 50mm plumbing. You just open the tap and down it goes. If you fill the fucking place up, you just stop your tap, flush it all out, so it's all nice and clean when you take it back, and that's it, you bring it back. I just need to spray paint the ICB tank that I'm going to use to take it over there, because you don't want to see that fucking yuck brown stuff in there, do you? Other than that, I've got everything here sorted. I've done it all myself from the get-go. I came here with, I was worried when I moved here. I actually moved here right at the end of summer on purpose, because I was worried I would just do it too hard in summer. And I did it hard the first winter here, a little bit hard. I was surviving it out with sleeping bags and gas heaters that didn't really work out, because I had to experiment with different types of camping heaters before I found the right one that I think is going to run off a 9 kilo gas bottle. It sounds simple, but a lot of them just don't. They last a little while and then they end up dying. There's a lot to know about this off-grid life, and it's not all that you can read on the internet. You have to try it for some months, see if systems hold up, if they like that septic tank. No one's ever had one like that before. I've never seen it. No, it was all my idea, because I don't have a proper septic here. And I was thinking, well, I hate going to the dump station every week, So I thought, what could I use to hold it? 1,000 litre tank. So I used ChatGTP, and I started designing, because it needs vents or it would get pressurized and potentially burst open. So I came up with that vent system, and I walked it through ChatGTP, and then I checked it against real information, and it's working. It's got nearly 700 litres in it at the moment, so it's holding up. It's not a very fun job, but what I do is I do it in the mornings when I need to do it, when it's not a hot morning. I get it over with before I have a shower and all that. So it's, do it, get it over with, have a shower, move on, I did have a washing machine installed in here, but I got rid of it. I made a bit of a profit on that one. I flip some white goods here sometimes as well. I'm moving into more hobby stuff. So when I say hobby stuff, I mean fixing stuff for profit, and away from the eBay stuff. And I mean also collecting things that I enjoy, that give me joy, that tools and whatever else, right? It doesn't matter. Stuff that I want. But I'm only buying when I get it on real bargain basement prices, and then I put it up. If it sells, I make a profit. Okay. If not, I'm happy to hold it. That's the way I want to go with things, because That way you never lose. Doesn't matter, sell or not sell, you know. And I've actually been doing good with that. You know, sometimes I don't want to let things go that do go. You know, I loathe to let them go in the end. I don't want to part with them. And so let me know if this is something you guys want to see. I've made myself a bit vulnerable in doing this because I've showed you around my little shanty town here. And, you know, open myself up to criticisms. But what I will say to anyone that criticizes, if they do, is I'm here by choice, number one. Number two, I was never going to last in society anyway, because I just don't like... That's the reason I end up in jail, because I don't like people and I just don't get along. And I want to be by myself. Number three, it's, you know, you wouldn't be able to do this. You know, you need to pay 10 times more the price that I'm paying. You need to spend $1 million+ on a house because you would never be able to live like this. You don't have the skills. So before you go insulting and all that, hey, enjoy paying 10 times more. But you see, it's not about how much money you spend. You know, it's about your quality of life, right? If I'm living like this, for example, and this is just an example, and my quality of life, as an example, is 9 out of 10, and you're living in a $5 million house, and your quality of life is 8 out of 10, I'm winning. It's just that the world views you as a higher status, but really, I'm winning. You know, because it's all about quality of life. It's not about money in a bank. It's not about assets. It's about quality of life. It's about enjoyment, happiness. You know, happiness economics, they call it. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm going. That's what I can afford to share with the channel realistically. I can't do the jail topics anymore because I don't want to do them. Never wanted to do it. At the start I wanted to do it, obviously. That's why I started the channel. And I thought it'd be great to get all the attention and all that. And I thought it was a great way to do it. And it turned out I was correct. But the only reason I got so much attention, and I'm not in denial about it, was because I was a first mover in that space. There was only me and the Felon Show when I started that No Bail Just Jail channel. And the Felon Show was doing... He wasn't going into topics on jail, he was just letting people tell their stories. But now, everyone's doing it, and people that have done tons of jail and leaders of prison gangs and all this stuff, right? So let them do what they do best. They've got way more stories anyway and could talk about it way more than what I ever could. And I will move into what I'm doing, which is completely different, you know? And like, yeah, so what projects I could show on this channel, which may be of interest to you, or some of you. I could walk through the things that I fix up to resell. I could take you on some road trips that I do as part of the business as well. I could take you through fixing up that Cobra, of course. The projects that I do here off-grid, and that cabin outside that I'm building. See, it's a lot. It's a lot of DIY stuff. And I'm not the biggest expert. I'm not like Essential Craftsman or any of these experts online. You know, Eric the car guy. Of course not. I'm not as good as them at anything. But this is just an everyday battler having a go and making the best of the situation. And I'm about to turn this evaporative cooler on here. That's why I got this video in before we turn that on, because you won't hear me. This thing's loud as. And hey, I'm here in the shed. It's going to be 41 today, and I'm going to do it easy. So that tells you that I must be doing all right out here, you know? Let me know if this is a direction you would like to see me go, if you want me to share this sort of stuff, because it's not what a lot of people in my genre are doing. You know, there is channels like that, but they're, you know, they're professional channels. They're doing things step by step, methodically. I'm not a professional channel. I'm just cruising and just showing you what I'm doing. And there's no one that's in the space of a professional, I guess you could say, homeless person. See, a lot of these people, because the homeless epidemic's coming up in Australia, right? Badly. In the whole Western world, you know. because you're bringing in a bunch of people that are happy to live 10, 15 people in a house, so the price is going insane, and there's going to be a lot of people displaced because a lot of people profit from this, including politicians and others, right? So there's going to be a lot of homelessness in the future. I'm ahead of the game because I will never be homeless. You know, you could call this homeless, but I'm living comfortably. And people here that have a lot of money, very rich people, and I'm not even exaggerating, have told me straight up, you are very smart, because they've seen how I'm living, right? And they've seen that all the money they've spent on their houses and all that, and they've thought like, fuck man, this guy's living comfortably, paying barely anything, doesn't even have an electricity bill, living completely off grid, and he's happy and he's living comfortably and he's doing his hobbies all day. He's almost living the dream on a budget, you know? And, you know, dead set. You know, rich people have said it to me, including the owner of this place. He's always saying, fuck, you're so smart. How do you come up with all these systems, you know? And just, you know, time and research. And it's like jail. Ingenuity. You've got the time to think about it, and you have to. Because when you're here, I have to. That's why I don't take power from next door. I don't get any help, even though it's offered to me. I don't take it because, you see, I want to do it myself. If this system goes down today, if solar goes down, if something goes wrong, I have to fix it, because that's what I want it to be. I want to be responsible, because eventually I'll be off grid in a remote place doing it all myself on my own land, and I want to know that I can handle anything, right? So that's why I do the way I do it. So there's no one doing it like this, but you see, there's a lot of channels out there, but no one has there's living in a van channels and all these chicks, but they're not doing what I'm doing. They may be living in a van, but as soon as something goes wrong, they run to the mechanic and pay $2,000 to get it fixed, and they continue vlogging. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing more like, you know, everything is by yourself. Everything is self-sufficient, and could train a lot of people up for the future. You know, the future of this country, where it's going. You might need to know some of these skills, what's coming up. Yeah, let me know if this is the direction you like. If it is, we can do it. And even if it's not, we might still do it, because you know, that's just the only thing I can really share with you guys at this point. Mick was going to come on. I even put my number on, gave it to Aaron, but it just didn't go through, and I knew it wouldn't, because I told him to wait until I got a dummy number, but I was probably taking too long and have too much shit going on my own, and they sort of just rushed in and just gave my old number, and of course it flagged the system, and so he didn't get put through. He's very excited to come back and talk and update, but unfortunately he won't be able to. So that's where it is with that situation. Yeah, let me know where you want me to begin with this, guys. Or probably more to the point, I should just probably begin wherever with whatever I'm doing next. You know, do the projects as they come up. That way it's not inconveniencing me at all. Today I might look at this Hyundai generator. It's given me a bit of a headache. Bought it as a project for almost nothing. It's actually good quality. A lot better quality than all the other shit. Hyundai, I know, but it's actually a good quality unit. Built with quality parts. It's given me headaches, but I don't know why. Sometimes they can be tricky, you know. So we might walk through some of that if you want to. Pretty sure that's what I'm going to be doing today, besides downloading a few repair manuals. Yeah. So hopefully I hear from you guys in the comments, and you can tell me what you want to see in here, and if you're interested in it. And we'll talk soon, guys.